Hello and welcome to my YouTube video. So today I'm just gonna be taking you to the kitchen and showing you how I made pilau. Now this pilau I made like a couple of days ago, and we already ate and finished all of it because it was so delicious and everybody was like fighting to have the last bit of the rice. So I'm gonna show you how I made it, and I hope you enjoy this video. While making beef pilau, you have to ensure that the beef is soft and tender and literally falling off the bone, because you don't want some chewy beef inside your rice. So I boiled my beef with the new NutriCook pressure cooker that I bought the other day that I love so much. I would highly recommend. And my beef was perfect, and so I separated it with the stock, and then I will go ahead and show you the ingredients I used for the pilau. So I used 2 large purple onions or red onions, and I chopped them. Then there is some rice and pilau cubes, and then I used organic garlic and ginger, some coriander powder, garlic powder, pilau masala, tomato paste, and then I also added some black pepper and nutmeg to just enhance the flavor of the pilau masala. Then I also added some potatoes to my pilau, and the beef, of course, I already showed you. And then I used CIL for the rice for this dish because I love the way it cooks properly and it doesn't get stuck together. So those are the ingredients that I used for this recipe. So let's go do some magic. So I started off by heating 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, and then once the oil was hot, I added my onions, my red onions, and I cooked them until they were golden brown. So don't walk away from your onions when you start off the dish. Please make sure that you stick there until they are ready, because onions easily burn and you don't want to burn your onions when you're making pilau. So once they were perfectly golden brown, not burnt, I added my organic garlic and ginger. 1.5 tablespoons is enough. So I cooked that for a bit until they were fragrant. Make sure that you don't burn them. They easily burn. Garlic, especially garlic, burns easy. So don't overcook it. So I added the beef at this point and cooked it until it was also golden brown and combined with the ingredients in the pot. You can add a bit of salt to loosen the meat, or you can also add just a bit of the beef stock, just a bit, and then cook it until it is combined and golden brown. Now I have to keep on turning the meat so that it doesn't get stuck at the bottom, and I added just a bit of the stock, and then I added the pilau cubes, 2 of them, to cook together with the beef. So I cooked them into the beef until they were also fragrant and combined. So now my meat is ready. We can continue with the other ingredients. So I added garlic powder at this point. Now I know we already added the organic garlic, but I love the taste of garlic, so I have to enhance it with the garlic powder. Then I added just a bit of coriander and combined that for a bit. And then it was time to add the potatoes. So I added them and combined. Now I think I cooked these potatoes for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then I was ready for the next step. So guys, I was ready to add my tomato paste at that point. So I added 1.5 tablespoons that I had loosened a bit with water, just to make sure that I am able to cook it down, but still the water wasn't enough. So I added just a bit more of the beef stock to just cook it down so that I get rid of the metallic taste. Now this trick I learned from Kaluhi's kitchen. So you can go and look for her on YouTube and watch her YouTube channel. Okay, so I combined that for a bit and covered it and cooked down the sauce. I tasted the sauce just to make sure that the salt was right, and I just added a pinch of salt, just a bit. I'm very careful with salt because I have a problem with oversalting my food sometimes, and so I'm a bit careful, so I add every step of the way and keep on tasting my food. Then I continued to cook it down until the water was fully evaporated, and then I was ready for the next step after that. So let's cover this up and wait. Now the tomato paste is fully cooked down, and I must say it is smelling super nice in the kitchen at this point. And that's how you're sure that the pilau will be nice. And now it's time to add the magic ingredients, the pilau masala and the black pepper and the nutmeg. Now I add the black pepper and the nutmeg just to enhance the flavor of the pilau masala, just because I find the supermarket pilau masala to be a bit bland. So when I add those two ingredients, I enhance the flavor and it comes out perfect. So I mix that up for a bit and until it's fragrant, and then once it's fully combined, then we are ready to add the rice. I had already washed the rice and drained it, so we just throw in the rice, mixed it up for a bit, and then we were ready to just add the water and let it boil until it was cooked. So now that the masala is in there and fragrant and we added the rice, it's now time to add the liquid, either water or beef stock or whatever you want to add between the two. So the ratio is 1:1.5 for this rice because CIL cooks faster than basmati. But when you're using basmati, you can use 1:2. But for this case, I just added 1:1.5 and it was perfect. You'll see at the end. This means for every cup of rice, I added 1.5 cups of water. That's what I mean by 1:1.5. So just make sure that the water gets to the bottom of the pot because you don't want your rice to burn at the bottom. And since the whole mixture is a bit thick, sometimes the water doesn't get to the bottom. So I'm doing this step to make sure that the water gets to the bottom. And then I tasted the soup and still I needed to add just a bit more salt. You know, I am cautious with salt, so I just add it bit by bit. And then I covered it up and boiled for about 10 to 15 minutes on medium-low heat. Then I came to check again and so I adjusted the heat to medium-low. Then I checked and found that the water had evaporated a bit. So I just had to make sure that the bottom is still wet. So this step you have to do, by the way, because the sauce was a bit thick and you just need to make sure that it doesn't burn at the bottom. So that's what I'm doing. So I did this like 2-3 times until the rice was ready, and that helped me a lot. But at this point the rice smells so good, so delicious. And there we are, guys. We are done and the pilau is perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Now if you see like it's a bit wet, don't worry about that. Once it's set, you let it sit for like 10 minutes or so and the rice will have dried up. Okay, so don't worry if you see like it's a bit wet, but that's the way it's supposed to look when it's done. So we are done, guys. I made my pilau and it was great, and I also made some vegetables on the side. So I made some cream spinach, and that's what I had the pilau with. So make sure you have some vegetables with this, and also be careful with the portions because this rice is so delicious you can end up overeating. Just be careful. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you've learned something new and that you will try this recipe. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below, and also please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. I hope I will be consistent to continue giving you this awesome content. See you on my next one. Bye.